Hello, everyone, and we are live. And this is Friendly Differences 2.0. I am Solid Blue Sister with my co host, Professor Baba Lloyd, otherwise known as.
EA Select, and also Black Cabinet Education.
So, today, y'all, we are going to lighten it up some and we're going to have a little fun. You can't be serious all the time. So, we're going to talk about size. Does size matter? Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Get your mind out of the gutter. But we are going to kind of go to the gutter a little bit today. But we want to talk about size. Does size matter? Does size matter? I mean, sexually, does it matter when you see someone, when you go out and you see someone's face and then they get up, you see the rest of them, you're like, whoa. And, big, small, skinny, fat, whatever, obese, someone who's just like thin, 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 thin. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when you go to the airport and you're about to get on an airplane. Doesn't matter the person who is sitting next to you. Um, does size matter? So that's what we are going to talk about. So, we got some people in the chat already. Let's see what's going on. And welcome, Mickey, and welcome, Simone. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah. So, y'all, that's what I want to know. And for me, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm be very honest with you. Size does matter to me. Size matters if I get on a plane. Size matters if I am, somewhere sitting down and I'm squeezed in. Size matters. The size matter on the sex side. Well, yeah, it can affect some things. So size does matter to me. So,
Well, I think society has a truly horrible way of dealing with saying, society wants us to be individuals, but they don't want to cater to individuals. I think size matters because Hollywood has told us for so long that the thin, slim human being is the ideal person, and so society buys into those different norms, and I think we insulate those norms by saying certain things such as, like I said, plane tickets and stuff like that. And where somewhere I would agree, but I think society needs to start making bigger doggone seats, to actually cater to the individual. You know what I mean? I think there's different things that they should do. One size does not fit all. You know what I mean? And just like our attitudes, just like who we are, is not going to fit everybody. I do think that health concerns, like myself being a diabetic, I think my size does matter. Maintaining a good weight for me does go fluctuate. My blood sugar can actually fluctuate, go up or down. How your heart takes care of yourself, I think that's also important when I think it matters. But as far as loving somebody, as far as being able to cherish a person's character, their attitude, their individuality, their smile, their reaction to who you are, when you get through all the size, I think it doesn't matter. Because if that person can love you for who you are, whether big or small, if they can see you, what I mean, see you, if they can truly see you for who you are and accept you for who you are, you can be as big as a house. If you can see me, yeah, I think we probably could, make some things happen.
okay, Josie, welcome. Um, grandmother, welcome. Okay, so you said two things, so I can attack the airport seats first, or I can go into the love first. So which one you want me to go to first?
I mean, I don't wherever way you want to go.
Okay.
Go. I mean, if you buck them, we can stick it. Then you want to go. I'm just saying, I am pro. Look, I am pro.
Oh boy.
I'm 100% truly pro. All size matters. We are talking about does size matter, but we're talking about not sexual size, but we're talking about as far as the size of your lover. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about things like that. So that's what we mean by does size
We still gonna go there, Josie. Don't
matter.
worry. We're still
We'll
gonna
go
go
there.
there. We still gonna go there. Okay, so let's talk about the airplane seats. Okay, absolutely. The airplane seats, and you on the train, plane, whatever, they need to make the seats bigger, but they're not because it's called money. Okay, it's all rooted into money, and society does, has dictated how we see things, whatever.
Capitalism.
But I want to ask though. I do want to ask this: is it fair for someone to get on a plane? they have paid for their seat, and then a larger person gets on the plane and sits next to them. And depending on the plane where you're sitting, you can put that armrest up. And a lot of larger people put the armrest up because they want more room, which means that you're more than likely touching the person who is next to you. Okay, you may spill into their seat, or and is it fair for me to have to, or for someone else to have to sit uncomfortable because a larger person sitting next to them? Should the larger person kind of recognize that they are making this other person?
Well, I think, but that's why society, when I say that we have failed to actually truly embrace all sizes, we have stores now for big and tall. You have different areas that you go to. I know there's women. I love places like Torrid. It gives women that secondary place to go to that has curves. And so it's not just a Victoria's Secret world anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because Victoria's Secret was always Victoria's little secret and never helped people that were plus size.
Right.
And so I think even with that, as we are getting to embrace plus size people with people like Lizzo and things like that, as we start to embrace plus or size, I think our people need to understand that we have to see that reflect in everything, such as plane seats. I think plane seats, I don't think the price should be more, but I think they should start making planes, and you should be able to specifically say your size. Are you small, medium, or large? Just like there's a small, medium, and large where I go to I think they should have small, medium, large plane seats and really make planes better to make sure everyone can actually be facilitated.
That's but
remember, I don't have a capitalist mindset.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about. But should the person who is bigger recognize that you may be making the person?
Here's what I said though. Here's what I said. If I go to choose a plane seat and I pick a spot that's next to a large, medium, or a big, I should, if I get there first and I select that seat, I should know that the seat next to me is already marked bigger. So I should know right then. In other words, so I should
but right now that's not the reality that we live in.
I'm saying there should be. I'm saying reality that we should start embracing everyone's size, regardless on what it is. We should start embracing it as a society and bringing all that into a way of knowing. Because think about it, when even back in Africa, people were bigger, people were smaller, people were taller, people were shorter. And as long as we play these games, we're trying to fit everybody.
Lloyd, but you're not answering my
question. You're talking about a comfortable. Okay, fine. I've been on planes where a person has been bigger, and this is just me. This is just me. I've been on planes and I've had conversations with the bigger person next to me, and I tried to and this is just me, and I hope I did. And if that person ever listens to this, I've always tried to make them feel comfortable.
Okay.
No matter how I scooted over. No matter how it was, I tried to make them feel like a person. I tried to make it seem like even though they knew that they moved that armrest and they were coming into my spot, I tried to let them know that you're not stopping me from being who I am.
Okay, but do people, and I understand what you're saying, and Angel, welcome. I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, but does that person who is like you, they're not trying to start any trouble or anything like that, but a larger person comes and sits next to them and that person is spilling over into their seat, do they have a right to voice their discomfort if they're going to be on a flight for 2, 3, 4? I mean, how long?
I got you. But we're living in a world where we don't think that the bigger person knows that they're big.
So if you,
in other words, this bigger person knows that they're big. They know that they're a larger person, and so and they know them getting on the plane. They don't want to discomfort us in any way. You know what I'm saying? And so
what do you do if you have someone who is when I say uncomfortable, I don't mean they're uncomfortable because they're sitting next to someone large. I'm saying their discomfort, that they are riding on that plane in discomfort, because I have actually seen people stand up an entire flight because they cannot sit down.
All right, so I have a question. I just want to spin this away. Black people knew they were black when they're going to white spaces and white people were feeling uncomfortable. And what I'm trying to say
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
and what I'm trying to say, but and a lot of times we deserve to be in those same spaces as white people.
I'm not saying that. That's not
I know that.
what I'm
But
saying.
but what I'm trying to say is oppression is oppression, whether it's size oppression,
It is.
whether it's oppression because of any type of disability. The thing is, when you're fighting oppression at all lengths, I want to fight the stereotypical oppression of people that are bigger. We don't know why a person's bigger. It could be
You're
a
right.
gland.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
We don't know the depression. We know all those things. So my thing is, I want to live in a world where that person that's big feels comfortable being around me.
Okay. Let me. Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me. Okay. Let me change this. You did the whole white space, a black space.
I'm just trying to make it all the same thing.
Okay. All right. So let's say you go somewhere, be it on a plane or whether you're at a meeting or whatever, and someone sits next to you and they have body odor. Okay. Not because they didn't take a shower or whatever. Let's say that they were in a rush and they were coming from the basketball court or whatever, and they just say, "Oh, I'm not whatever."
Or they're running through the airport,
whatever. But they have body odor. Or what if that person, women tend to do this. They put on just a little bit too much. They spray. It's like, oh my God, it is a lot.
Yes.
At what point does that person who is the offender realize and recognize that when you walk into a room and people are going, ooh, that cologne or whatever, but you're probably so used to it that literally you're like drenched in it. And at what point does that person have to recognize that they're making someone else uncomfortable in the same space?
That's a good question, because I think and that's where I think we have to start, taking care of each other. I've been, like I said, I've been on a plane next to larger people.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in rooms next to larger people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes some people, and whether you're big or large, some people don't take care of their hygiene the same way. Mm-hmm. And that's just a reality. Some people don't have good hygienic practices. So whether a person could be 150 pounds, just finished rolling through shit and want to come sit next to you. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean is, you're going to see that in a lot of places. You might see a person who's a small person who likes to fluctuate on the damn plane. I've been in the seat next to someone like that before, who wasn't even a bigger person. But I've also been next to a bigger person who, because of their size, they just happen to, they sweat a little bit different. And I understand that. And I think, once again, it's a part of life that we have to, and I'm not gonna lie, there's a judge. Okay, like this the other day, I was driving home, and I wanted some hot wings. Man, it makes me want hot wings today. I wanted some hot wings. And what I did is I called, and I like Hooters hot wings. I don't sit in Hooters, but I like the hot wings. I like the buffalo shrimp. And I called, and the person that was taking my order, you could tell that this person was, he was mentally challenged, right? He was very mentally challenged. And as he's on the phone with me taking my order, I could tell he's a lot slower, and I'm trying to get my order in. And instead of blowing up, I started thinking about our society hiring people with disabilities. And I said to myself, I said, is he doing the job? I said, this man is taking my order. Regardless of how his processing speed was different, he was taking my order. And I say all this to say, in this world, I wanted to be judgmental at first, but I snatched myself out of that situation. And I said, this guy just took my order. He deserves to work there. As frustrated as I was because it was a slower conversation, mm-hmm. I had to sit there and understand it. And I'm bringing that into, because, bigger people have got to fight through not just the fact of us seeing them, mm-hmm. but then we already, when we see a bigger person, our eyes automatically go to those secondary things, like you just said. If you see a big person come down the aisle, you might say, I hope they're not sitting next to me, because they're mm-hmm. probably gonna stink. All those different, so these are ideas that we put on different, like, disabilities. This guy ain't gonna take my order because he's disabled. We do that automatically. I mean, without response, because society has programmed us to already think of people to be certain ways by the way they appear to us. And we as Black people have been going through that for so long. And now being a person that is a bigger person, we're now projecting our thoughts of, if a person's bigger, they're probably not in shape. If a person's bigger, they probably have all these different health problems. If a person's bigger, they probably stink. If the person's bigger, so we have now put them into a whole nother category. And so we ourselves are now doing that. We are now oppressing a group of individuals, but we should know what oppression feels like. So we should really try and make it comfortable for them. Now, like I said, I understand, hey, if a person does think, like I said, bad hygiene, you can be any size and have bad hygiene. Any size. But and so that's what we got to keep in our mind. This is having to be a bigger person with bad hygiene. But if this person was 200 pounds or if this person was 160 pounds, this person just has bad hygiene. And that's how we got to look at it. And if that person sits next to me, like I said, I've sat next to bigger people who smell like roses. I've sat next to some small people that smell like shit. But I think at the end of the day, it's a person with bad hygiene, and we cannot associate bad smells with a bigger person, because not all big people smell. That's all.
Okay, I wasn't saying that when I was asking about the smell thing. I was just saying, I was just whatever. So
I know the whole thing with the smell thing, and that's what I was trying to attack, is just because they smell is not because they're bigger.
So, but do you, so going back to the smell thing though, do you say something? Because I have said, like, everything that I do for the most part is unscented. My laundry detergent, everything is unscented because I don't like strong scents. I've had people who wanted to get in my car, and I've had to politely say, I'm sorry, but I can't, because that cologne will stay in your car forever, and I've like declined riding with people. Or if I know, I have a friend who, if she's listening to this, I swear she bathes, the cologne is just strong, and it's like I don't even go over her house,
you like the natural smell of individuals, like
no, I'm just saying that I just, as I've gotten older, I just don't like the perfumey scent. I just don't. So if someone is like that, what do you do? And I go back to even about 20 years ago, I used to do a lot of what do you call it?
Real quick, yes, a question. What do I do? You know, Solid, when you're next to a person that doesn't make you comfortable or something like that, I say you exercise your right to get you a free travel ticket to the next location, because you can do that. If your trip was unpleasant, you could call the airline, you could tell them about the unpleasantness of it, and they will give you a voucher where you can fly anywhere for next year. So I mean, you can do that, no matter how unpleasant it was. You can literally call them about that, and you could get a new ticket. So that's how I would handle it. It's hard.
But I'm not just talking. I'm not just.
I understand, but dealing with that person right next to me right then, it's hard. Solid. I would say this: it's so hard. That it's hard because I am always thinking about, they say that saying that people always remember how you made them feel, and although I want to be the nicest person to them, and I don't like I'm just like you. I don't want to be discomfort, because I'm traveling, and I pay my ticket to travel. But if I pay my ticket to travel, I don't want to project my uncomfortability onto what I might say to hurt somebody's feelings, because I don't know what type of that's all.
Okay. All right. And your other point that you said about the love thing. Okay. So so let's talk about the love, and does size matter in love, whatever. No, it should not. But how many people, and we've all done it. We've all done it. We've all done it because we're all human. You see somebody at a club, at a restaurant, at a friend's party, friend's house, whatever, work, whatever. And you judge them according to how they look. They're too skinny, they're too big, they're too this, they're too that. Okay, so fast forward, you have gotten married, and both of y'all know how people are little and whatever, however big you are when you get married. But over the years, maybe one partner is getting a little bit bigger. Um, that's starting to affect certain things, starting to affect sex, it's starting to affect, the cuddle time, it's starting to just affect different things. And they continue to get bigger. Um, you still love this person. Do you stop having sexual relations with them because it literally turns you off? Does it, I mean, do you stop doing the cuddle thing because you don't feel that you want to cuddle, or they don't feel that they want to cuddle with you, that you're this, or you look like this, and then they look at you, and you all have arguments over the whole size thing? Um, you still love this person, but it's affecting certain things. What do you do?
I only can answer that honest from my standpoint, and without, my ex-wife, who had 3 children, she got onto that depot shot first. She got onto that thing that was put in her arm, the Norplant. Then she got to the depot shot, and she gained weight throughout our marriage. And as she gained weight throughout her marriage, and then she went into this one thing where she started getting these HGG some shots where she started losing weight. And I can honestly tell you, even though I look back at, if I seen pictures of us back then, where
Mm-hmm.
where we first got married, where she was petite and small, to where after having 3 of my children, she got bigger, and then to where
Mm-hmm.
she got to a smaller size. And I can honestly say it never affected our sex life, because every time I was in bed with her, I was in bed with the same person that I fell in love with the first day.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I, like, I only can say that for
Okay.
me. For me,
Okay.
it's never. Even though I know you probably had to probably move a little certain way this way, move a certain way that way, but it never. I could honestly say it never affected me. I didn't care. I didn't care when she was at her biggest moments. I was there. And we've had this conversation. I told her, I said, at her biggest moments, I was still there loving her. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing. And it was almost like it was almost like every time we had sex, I just remember who she was when we first did, and it was never a problem. It was never a situation with me. And I just, to me, maybe I'm just, and I've seen people. I have good friends who both of them are getting bigger, but they love each other even more now. And I would just think that even when they're in the bed, they still share that same type of love. And you learn how to maneuver. You learn different positions. You learn how to make things work. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one of the best things about it is, hey, my stomach's a little bigger. You might not be able to do this no more, but I can still do this. You learn how to maneuver, and you learn how to make each other feel good. But at the same time, I just think that I was a good person, and I just never. There are times I was like, "Hey, let's go walk together, let's do that," but I never ever tried to make her feel like she was a big person, and that was always important to me, is to make sure that I wasn't the reason why this person felt a certain way, and I just never thought that I was good. So we
Okay.
got a comment up here.
And Angel says that doesn't sound like love if you can't still be together because of weight. That's just a conversation to lose weight because I don't want to lose you because of weight. So, do you think that is wrong? Then do you blame those people who want a divorce because one person has gotten bigger, and to that person who wants a divorce, um, um, you know, the sex just isn't working for them?
So I think that's a shallow mindset.
Okay.
Reason why, because my thing, and I hate to say it like this. I hate to say it like this. If she's bigger, how can I say this tastefully? Her foreplay game needs to be a little bit better than maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so then now we getting into the size thing. We getting into the size thing. So
But hear what I'm
so
saying?
does size matter? I mean, because if you're bigger, maybe that's not fitting the way it used to, or it's not going the way it used to,
No,
or
I'm gonna tell you,
she's
I'm
not
gonna
able to get here, and he's not able to do here, and whatever. So
tell you a story, right? I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a story, right? This is some funny stuff, right? Name was he was my favorite leader named Gary DeLoach. We call him God, God, Gary O. DeLoach. And this guy was Gary DeLoach. Like I said, his acronym was God. We used to call him God, right? And he told me, he said, Sergeant Kirk, one of the best feelings I ever had was I had this. He used to talk like this with his hand straight. He used to go like this, bob his head. I had this soldier. He was overweight, and he came to basic training, and we got him in shape. And he said the greatest thing he ever told me. He said, drill sergeant, man, thank you so much. He said, what's up, soldier? What's going on? He said, because you, I can see my dick. And he said, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing because yes, there are times even as a man, right? As you start getting what we call that Dunlap, right? That belly Dunlapped over your belt. The more we can see down there, the more confidence we have ourselves. So I think a lot of times is you can fix your size when you fix your size, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Okay, so again, does size matter? Does size size matter?
Look. If a woman who's had different sexual partners who can have different sizes, so me and my coworker, and to my coworker, she watches this. I just want to say my heart is with you. She had a cousin just pass away. It was kind of crazy. We were literally, because she works in a different part of Texas, and we coach each other. We go through some things, so we do this face conference every day. And I was face conferencing with her when she got the phone call about them finding him dead, and I was just shocked, and I seen her face, and I told her, hey, I'm here for you. So if she watches it, but I brought this conversation up to her, and I wanted her to be on this show. I wanted her to be on it, but like I said, with the death in her family, and she's doing a lot of things. I talked to her this morning. With her doing a lot of things, I would never ask her, hey, still come be on the show. But I was talking to her, and she said, size does matter, but I think the love you have for someone matters also. And what she's trying to tell me is, so she said, so I had this partner who was kind of disappointed. She said, because I known him for a long time, and I thought we was going to have a good sex, we was going to have some good sex. And it turned out that this person was not, big. And I said, when you say not big, like if you could fit in your hand like that, she said, Lloyd, I couldn't fit in my hand. I said, it was smaller than that. She said, maybe 2 fingers. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, how did you navigate that situation? And she said, I made him feel like a pro. I said, are you serious? She said, they was having sex, and she said, I made him feel like it was the best time of his life. I was like,
but okay, I'm not.
Hold on, hear what she said. I'll just tell you why. I said, but even afterwards, like he knows. She said, Lloyd, let me tell you something. She said he knew what he was working with before he laid down with me. I was like, he knew what he was before he got there. And who am I to try and make him feel even worse when he knew when he was going to get into bed with me that she said he already knew. He's self-conscious. So most guys, when they're coming, they're not coming in there to be King Kong. They know if they're King Kong, and they know if they're a little person. They already know. So if a guy comes in, he's either already had a pre-thing in his mind that, hey, I can be good, I can do it, or he has in his mind, I feel a certain way. And so he now projects it to her. What is she gonna do? I know I ain't got the equipment. Is she gonna acknowledge I ain't got the equipment, or is she gonna make me feel good with the equipment I have, therefore thinking about my heart? So I think, does size matter? I think it does matter, because we all have a penetration level. All women have a penetration level that they want to be penetrated to. So yeah, I think it matters. But just like she said, Lloyd, a guy knows how big it is. He knows how far out he could bring it before he puts it back in. And so if he's pulling it out further than he thinks he can, and it hurts him coming back in, that's his damn fault. That's all right. I busted up laughing so hard. She said, you know your rhythm. You know what you can do. She said, so don't come into bed perpetrating like you're not who you are, and just come and just do what you can do and try, and hopefully you get with a woman that ain't gonna make you feel bad. I just started laughing. She was all right. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Angel says that's wonderful. There needs to be a conversation about making sure she's pleased too. So going back to the 2 fingers.
Yeah, rough.
So when you say 2 fingers, is it 2 fingers this way or 2 fingers this way? And okay, so So I'm just going to go there because y'all, I always play both sides. I have to.
I'm
So
sorry, brother, but that's pretty bad.
all right. So if you're two fingers, now was that two fingers while he was excited or while he was not excited?
Some people are growers, but I think that was his growth.
Okay. So and you're with this person before you all get into a hot and heavy relationship, before you get married, because the reason why I'm asking is because at some point, if you are with someone with two fingers or whatever, at some point, aren't you going to be dissatisfied? You can say, oh, I love this person, you love this person, blah 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 blah. At some point, your dissatisfaction is going to come out. You're going to get frustrated because all the years you're together, he may be happy, whatever, but are you happy? And love, 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 love. But at what point do you really truly get satisfied?
Well, I think going into the relationship, I think the man should be honest with the woman. I think wow, Andrew just said there's always getting oral. Yeah. I think someone said that's why we have toys. Okay. I think being honest, right? I think two people being honest. If a man is as one would say, not endowed, you know, I wouldn't know what endowed is. Maybe what this I don't know what 10 people, I don't know what endowed is. I just think that, you know, I never had a partner that for as far as I know that I haven't had a good sexual contact with, except for one, and I still don't think that's my fault. I'm never gonna think it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Because
Lord,
if I told you about it, you would probably say, Lord, you're probably right. It was just I was in between marriages, in between girlfriends, and I was and I seen this girl. I was in a hotel, and we had talked for a couple of days, and she came to visit me, and I put my hand down there, and I just became disinterested. As I put my hand down there, not one, not two, not three, not four, but all 5 fingers to the wrist just slipped up in there.
So now you got Josie and grandmother laughing.
No. Everything slips up in there, and I'm sitting here to myself. I'm like, ain't nothing I can do up in here. And so right then, it's not like I became 100% limp, but at that point, I was just like, ain't shit I can do to that. I'm like, my whole hand just, I mean, without a breath, without nothing, my whole hand just slipped up in there, and I was just like, man, ain't this some bullshit? I'm just saying.
Lord.
What am I supposed to do? I'm like, man.
Okay, so once again, what does love have to do with it? At some point, aren't you going to, okay, the oral's fine, the toys are fine, but at what point are you going to want to be satisfied with the two of you all having intercourse together? I mean, after a while, I mean, seriously. So, and I am being totally honest. So I understand the whole love thing or whatever, but after a while, it's like, you know what?
But that's a conversation that, okay, first of all, we got to get out of this.
Okay, Josie.
Okay. First of all, we got. All right. So I think at the end of the day, right? True conversations need to be had.
Lord,
right? True conversations. I think the woman should be like, hey, I don't. That's
I'm sorry. They cracking me up. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm just saying. Look. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, men have to be honest with themselves, and they gotta literally just look at themselves and say, you know what? I'm not packing like that video dude I seen. But you know what? I'm also, I'm not smaller than what, I think, and some people say it's the motion in the ocean, right? I think if you know how to work with what you got, get in there and work with. Hey, get in there. If you got to throw in 4, 5, 6, 7 different positions, that's what you need to do. And you find that position that she feels good at. In other words, hey, if doggy style ain't working, do a froggy style. If froggy style is not working, do it another style. You need to find out, when does she start breathing hard? When does she start making sounds? When does she start clutching the bed? And once you find out that position, you stick to your strong points. Stop going to them other positions. Hey, if the other ones don't work, you stay in that position, and that's what you do. So, hey, find out what works. At the end of the day, just find out what it is.
A little boat on a big ocean. so okay, so I have to I have to ask you then, Lord, because I think women are really good at this. Would you get upset if the person you were with for X amount of years, X amount of months, whatever, you found out that they were faking it the entire time just to keep the peace?
Faking it for that many years?
You know what? Let's put it like this. I think that men, I said this before, I think men would be surprised at how much women fake it.
See, so now that begs the question. Was she faithfully faking it, or was she faking it, getting it somewhere else to be satisfied? That's two different things.
No, I'm saying she's faking it with you just to keep the peace, just to make it, just it doesn't turn in. So because if maybe if you found out that you weren't satisfying her, whatever. I mean, would you get offended if she was faking it, all this time?
And that person came to me and said, "Hey, just let you know, I've been faking it all this time." I mean, I was getting mine. I mean, I don't know. That's one of them things that would kind of hurt you a little bit. If they're like, "Hey, just want to let you know, you ain't never made me happy that way. I've been faking it." I said, "You did." I said, "Damn, they ought to give your ass an Oscar."
So okay, so then again, so that's when I say this whole love thing. I mean, it sounds great. It sounds, oh, well, I love you and blah blah blah, and and you're this, and well, you love them and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like
I don't think it is possible.
There are some people who, again, sex is a big thing for them. So if I mean, what do you do? And they're not stepping out. They are in that marriage, but they're just not happy when it comes to that. They're just not happy. So what do you do? That's why I said, do you divorce this person? I mean, you have talked about it, and you're like, it just isn't working. Is it fair for someone to stay in that marriage because it's not working?
Communication is key. I think at that point, I think the true communication does gonna have to be in, if you're a dude, you gotta suck it up, baby. What I need to do? If she want to go to one of them little toy shops and walk in there and see, and you can't, and I guess, and if you get a toy that is well endowed toy, and you see she's feeling good with that well endowed toy, you might as well just learn how to work the motherfucker.
So you're saying the toy or work you, or you have to learn how to work you.
For her. If the toy's doing it for her and you want her to get that climax,
but the toy, okay, but what if the toy is a substitute? But she okay.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if to keep it going, true conversation needs to be had.
Yes, you do. I'm telling you because my husband and I, we keep that conversation, that communication going.
But that's just like, but hold on. But now it could go the other way. What if she is no longer sexually satisfying him? Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Oh my God. But look, but what if it's the other way around? What if the guy is now saying that he's not being sexually
right? So this is what I'm saying. So the same thing. So at what point though, if two people cannot, y'all go to sex therapist, whatever, the communication's there, it's just not working.
Well, first of all,
it's a big thing. You all still love each other, but in the bedroom, it's just not working. And both of you really want to be satisfied by each other, not the toy.
I think it goes beyond the bedroom at that point. I think there's a chemistry problem.
So okay, so then at that point, then do you separate?
No, hear me out. I think there's a big time chemistry problem because I think they missed each other in other places before they missed each other in the bed. I really do. I really do think that for that many years, for that long a time, we've had a chemistry problem for a long time at that point. This had nothing to do with sex because I've talked to women who said that they've had a partner who was average or below average, but had some of the best times because of their connection outside of the bed, their connection with foreplay, their connection with the intimacy going on. And so what I'm trying to say is, see, intimacy is just not penetration. See, we in our mind, we think from the books we read, from what people say, that we think that intimacy goes true. No, but there's an intimacy of friction. Therefore, if I could get enough friction, if I get enough friction in this thing down there, then we're gonna make it work. But my thing is, it's the two partners saying, hey, let's find them friction points to make sure we both can feel good. But I think if either party's not willing to work with each other, then I think they became disconnected spiritually, emotionally, psychologically before they became because he can have the biggest thing, but if she's not psychologically, emotionally involved in that marriage anymore, the physical don't give a damn, because now she's not feeling good anyway.
Okay, let me ask this, and I'm going to ask the panel too, because y'all been so vocal. Thank you so much. So do you think that you should sleep with someone before you marry them, so you kind of know what you're getting? And I say that for men and women. You kind of know what kind of man he's going to be, what kind of lover your future husband's going to be. You're going to kind of know what kind of lover your future wife is going to be.
That's a good question. I think sexual gratification is important, and I think two people should find out if they're sexually compatible. Reason why you don't want to enter into what we call a contract. That's what a marriage is. You don't want to enter into a long-lasting contract with someone that cannot make you happy in those ways. So I do think I'm just a proponent. That's just me. I am a proponent of a premarital sex.
Okay, now listen. Okay, but listen to what you said. You said you don't want to be with someone who doesn't make you happy that way. So if you are with someone and you're married to them, and you're in a relationship with them, and they don't make you happy that way, is it okay to leave?
No.
Or are you going to bring up okay? So then.
No, because I'm already in the contract with them.
Okay, so what if you're not married? Let's say that you've been with this person for like.
If I've been, but then if the sex wasn't good, if we cannot talk about the physical connection that we did or did not have the first couple of times, like I said, if a woman sleep with you once, you got lucky. If a woman sleep with you twice, that means she wanted some more. If a woman sleep with you 3 times, she confirmed that she loves what she's getting with you. So what I'm trying to say is, so once she slept with me over 3 times and we're doing this thing, she's already confirmed and planted inside my mind that I'm good enough. So therefore, when did I stop being good enough? Because if she slept with you one time and you got lucky and slept with her one time, if she did not like it, she would have told you. If she did not want to experiment with you no more, she'd have told you. If she did second time and she doesn't come back, then you already know, guess what? There was no type of chemistry. But after the 3rd time, man, there's chemistry there. So you can't tell me that you want to enter into a long-term agreement with somebody and it is trash. If the sex is trash and you enter a long-term agreement, I'm looking at the person that entered that agreement, not the person that had the trashy sex. I'm looking at the other person that entered the agreement. How dare you waste your time and that person's time with some trash and knowing that you thought the sex is trash and then want to stick around and get come on, you waste.
And that's why I said, is it okay to leave? It should be okay to leave.
You never should have started. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say the relationship never should have started on those false.
So do you think it's possible to be in a relationship where it started out great and then somewhere along the way it just wasn't good anymore? And
I don't think it gets any good anymore. I think what happens is
people just stop the communication part.
Well, I think it's chemistry. I think the reason why what happens is the reason why things get when you're getting older. Stamina is getting different for a man. The libido for a woman is actually starting to go down, and I think the sexual urges and desires now we know that women really peak around their 40s. All right, that's the thing. Women really start to hit their sexual peak. They do a lot of things sexually through their 20s and 30s, but they hit their true peak of being empowered in sex around their 40s, right? Late 30s, early 40s. And things like that. And so I think what happens is if 2 people are together for a long time and somewhere they just stop having good sex, I think you got to learn how to light those fires again. Hell, go to a park in the middle of the night and have some damn sex and have some enjoyment. Hell, go park your car somewhere. start jumping on it in the back of that car. It light them fires again. Light those fires. Be adventurous again. Thing is, what happens is people start trying to make the right atmosphere for sex. They think coming in the room, throwing on a candle, putting on some Gerald Levert. They think that's the no. Sometimes you got to be driving, pull over on the side of the road and say, hey, let's do something. Sometimes you got to give them some road Falahi show, right? Sometimes you got to learn how to do those kind of things. Sometimes if you're a guy, while you're driving, sometimes if she's wearing a nice skirt, you need to learn how to put your hand over there and put it between the legs and start feeling her. You have got to light the fire of romance or sex. See, the thing is, you have sex before you have sex. In the conversations, talking to them when you're on the phone. Hey, baby, how you doing? What's going on? Touching them before you leave. Text them throughout the day. I'm missing you. All those things are getting ready for that time at night.
You're right.
So of course, sex is gonna be different if you fall into a certain thing where the kids got to be in bed, dinner can't be too heavy. We have got to have the right music on. Make sure you take a shower. Did you go to the bathroom before you got in the shower? If you wait for all that stuff to happen, then you ain't trying to really get down. If you're waiting for all the
but I'm sorry, but the bathroom, hitting up against the bladder, that's just not gonna work for me. Sorry.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say yes.
I know.
You gotta have some spontaneous love. All right. Hell, I don't care if you gotta go into a secluded park, put a blanket on the hood of the car, put her legs up on the hood of the car. Do something, man. Make sure you light the damn fires of spontaneous emotion. Make sure that fire don't go out, because then, like I said. And I think women talk just like men. I think women do tell other women if things are happening, being honest. Yeah.
So, I don't know how dirty I want to get on this show, because something just popped into my head.
That's what I'm talking about. No, I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I mean, we can't be so. They always talk about money, sex, and I forgot the last thing. Things that you just we like them, but we don't want to talk about them, right? We all like money, we all like sex, but for some reason we don't talk about sex and money enough in relationships. And I think sometimes after you have sex, you got after maybe the next day, hey, how'd you like that position I had you in? No, I really like that position. Okay, good. Duly noted. Note that position. Write it down. She liked the hucklebuck. Okay, she liked the hucklebuck. I'm trying to say, you gotta start writing them down. Hey, okay, in your head. Hey, she liked the hucklebuck. You know what I mean? All right, what about that right there? Oh, all right, good. Okay, stay away from that one. Every now and then I'll try sneaking in because I like it, but stay away from that. Just you gotta learn how to get it done. You gotta know what sets the other person off. What is that one position that sets your other one off? And we have to communicate those things. And guess what? It's okay to teach your lover how to love you. It's okay to talk.
So, through all of this, then everything we've talked about, planes, trains, sex, whatever, does size matter?
I don't, man. That's bad, because I want to say it doesn't matter, but then I want to say it does matter. Okay. I'm gonna say to each individual, and as long as when you're thinking about size, whether they be a fat person or skinny person, as long as you're not trying to connect their size with their humanity, you know what I'm saying? You can have a preference all you want. If you want to be with a petite woman, if you want to be with a big woman, have a preference all you want, but do not connect your preference to their humanity. I think that's where size matters.
And I like what grandmother says, you have to learn your partner, which is very true.
Yeah. So size, I think, I've met some beautiful bigger women who, and I wouldn't say like I've had that mind, oh my God, I want to be with this person, but I met some beautiful bigger women with wonderful hearts, just wonderful, when they walk in the room, they take over the room, you know what I'm saying? But then I met some petite women who are beautiful, who were trash on the inside. I'll tell you, in the Army, there was this one sergeant. She was very beautiful, and everybody thought, and she was a dark chocolate too. Everyone thought she was beautiful, but man, she had one of the worst attitudes ever. And I remember telling her about herself one day. As beautiful as you are, I said, I would never have no one like you. And I was just like, you just,
Wow.
and I told her that. And one day I caught her outside crying. She was crying. We was in Egypt when she was crying. We was in Egypt. And I told her the same thing in Egypt. I just said, you are just, And I told her straight up, I said, as beautiful as you are, ain't nobody ever gonna want you. And I remember walking down to go do my laundry, and I seen her crying. I said, hey, Sergeant such and such, are you okay? And she's crying. She said, just leave me alone. I want to be alone. And I left her alone. But in my mind, it wasn't what I told her that made her feel like that. I think it was a more of everybody started telling her that. As beautiful as you are, you have one of the most trashiest attitudes we've ever seen. And this is what kicked it off. She was part of the general's group. The general had all his people staying in a hotel in Cairo. She was staying out in the desert with us. And didn't even take her, and because of her attitude, they didn't even take her to go live in the hotel in Cairo.
Wow.
So her attitude just hit her like, yeah, you can be beautiful all you want. And she's a very beautiful, good NCO and everything else, but her attitude stank as a person. I would never done.
So I would like to, at this time, if anybody on the panel would like to join, I will put the link in the, I'll put the link in the chat. And if somebody wants to be brave and pop on, if not, I totally understand. But whoever pops on, does anybody want to pop on? Wait, hold on. There we go.
Oh, let's see who comes in.
See if anybody wants to pop on. So, and add to the conversation. Doom, 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 doom.
I hope no one comes in because I don't want to hear. I'm like this, like my sister. La 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 la. I don't hear.
Are we getting any takers? No. Okay. Well, thought I asked. You know, having a little fun show. We're on a roll here. Yes, yes. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I did put it out there.
I thought Josie would for sure want to come up.
I thought Josie was here. I thought Josie was going to come up too. So okay, she says sorry, stepped away. Josie, I put the link in the chat. If you would like to pop up, if anybody would like to pop up and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome. Anybody? Have any other questions? Want to add a little bit? Okay. Okay, Josie wants. Okay, Josie, here I'm gonna put the link in again. All you got to do is click the link, and it should bring you. It'll give you It'll bring you over, and we can add you on.
Oh, we're about to bring Josie, and Josie about to be on 10. Josie, please come in on 5. If you come in, be on 5, not on 10.
So you can click any link there. So you're on YouTube. So,
and if you don't come in, it's okay. It's okay. That's the question.
Here she is.
Oh, she's here.
Hey, she's here. Hey, Josie.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, Josie. Welcome.
My headphones aren't connected. 1 second.
Nah, we hear you.
No.
Hand off of your face.
We hear you.
We hear you fine.
We hear you.
We hear you fine. Yeah.
Hold on, my headphones.
That one too.
Okay, we hear you.
Okay, we hear you.
Sorry. These dang headphones, man. Okay, there we go. All right.
Okay, so Josie, you want to add
Sorry,
into the conversation?
I just woke up. I'm sorry. Let me fix my hair a little bit. God knows who's watching. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So, what was the question? I'm sorry, I stepped away. I
I was
had to go to
going
the bathroom.
to ask you, do you want to add anything to our conversation that we've had so far?
Um, you pretty much know how I stand when it comes to sex and sexual relationships and partners like that. I feel like if there is no good sex, the relationship won't be good.
I agree. I agree.
That's how.
I think you do have to have a physical connection too. I think
You do.
I don't think two people can navigate the world just saying, "Oh, we just love each other's company." No, I think company has to be good company in bed. Also, I agree.
Yep, yep. I agree with Lloyd and the spontaneism. We don't even need a blanket on the hood of the car. Let's just go.
Okay.
I need
all
a
right.
blanket. If I get marked up, I get marked up. At least I look back there and be like, yeah, that was from last night. Have a little
Okay.
memory.
All right.
But yeah, and as far as girth, 2 fingers this way is probably really good.
No, it
You know,
wasn't.
No,
this
no,
way.
two fingers
No.
this way. Two
It was
fingers this
2
way.
fingers.
Like
Up and down
one,
that
one,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, no, we gotta add another one.
It wasn't adding another one. It was like 2 fingers inside. She said like this. I was like, she said like this, like 2 fingers inside like that. That's what she said. And I was like, all I can say is bless his little heart. That's all I can say.
I mean, my ex was probably maybe a little bit bigger than that, just a little bit. If you know how to rock the boat, then I think it'll be okay.
So
If you
hold
know,
on. Who's your
so
ex?
if you know how to move it, if
How you
you
gonna
know
say
how to move it, it
how you gonna
should
say
be
size matters?
okay.
How you gonna sit there and say size matters? If you're talking about he was just a little bit bigger than that, and you was in a relationship with him, therefore size don't matter then.
For some women, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I
You
don't
have been
know.
stunchy. No. You have been stunchy on the side talking about size matters. We need to be able to do this. And now you're telling us, now you just popped open that you was with a person that was a short man and you was fine with it. So does size matter?
I guess no. I guess
Exactly.
no.
Because you
I
have a
guess
connection,
I
right?
guess no. I mean, but if you're some fucking Amazon man with a dingo that's like to the size of a 5 foot pole, then yeah, we're gonna have some problems. You know what I mean? Like I can only go that we only have that much room in there. So
Josie,
yes.
I am right now texting Chill Will, and I am going to see if he will pop on because I know the two of y'all are going back and forth. So,
I just don't believe a man can have sex for 2 hours straight and not come and nothing's going on in the
okay,
background.
okay. So
So
then,
I just don't
okay.
believe that.
So then,
Oh,
let me.
so you think there's something wrong if a guy doesn't come for that long?
I mean, listen, we can only do so much on our end. Like, how much more can we do? You know what I mean?
So I ain't gonna lie. I've had those
We're
times.
already opening up and
No. I've had those times where it was really hard for me to actually end. And
right.
there are times we just say, "Hey, let's come back in a couple hours." I mean, got it. Hey, she got hers, but when and come back.
Probably, Angel. Probably.
Okay, so I mean, so going back to what Angel says, and Angel, I am going to tell you it is possible because I had a boyfriend and I faked it. I faked it for years.
I can't believe you faked it for years. I don't even know.
And it was it was a horrible relationship. It was a lot more going on.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying that it is possible, and I do believe in the whole Harry met Sally thing when Sally sits up there in the restaurant and yes, it is possible. So yeah.
But
That's my favorite scene.
If the guy, look, guys are like this, right? If the guy doesn't get his, I don't think a woman should feel bad if the guy doesn't get his.
I don't.
Because most guys are about your pleasure. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, they're not.
Look, I'm getting older. And I'm gonna tell you right now, sometimes it's a race. You better get yours before I get mine. I'm just saying. Sometimes, hey, it can be late at night. We got to get up in the morning, and we both just feeling a little freaky deaky. It's a race, and so you better hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and guess what? Hey, because sometimes I'll be like, man, I just want to really have a quick one and just go off whatever. If we in the bed and you don't get yours, I'm sorry. I got mine. You know, that's just how it is. It's a race. Yeah, we don't get hurt.
Okay, so but what if somebody was a little, I mean, what if she was pissed off? Well, damn, what about me? Or you say, well,
Right.
damn, what about me? If somebody is, feeling they in their
See,
feelings and they hurt.
That's the privilege. That's the privilege of being a man. Y'all can do that. We have to work ours. We have to. It just doesn't come like that.
It's a privilege of being a man. I don't get it.
Y'all can just and be done with it and be, feel relaxed and you get yours, and while we're there, like, this motherfucker just left me here to die.
Most men are
in my own.
No, most men are concentrated. Like, most men are concentrated on the woman's gratification. Most men are. Most men.
Can you send one my way, please?
Most men usually, I'm saying this, most men mostly hit their climax because of the pleasure of the woman. Most men will see the pleasure of the woman, and that's what gets them to climax. Like, how she sounds, if she's grabbing the bed, if she's, if she's making that fuck face, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, all those things drive erection.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying, all those things drive erection. So my thing is, if I'm in the bed and you're just sitting here like, so what's mom gonna do tomorrow? Yeah, you ain't gonna. But if you are there looking like a tiger, like, get it, and you're doing this and you're doing all that, and you hell, I'm sorry, I'm about to explode. That's just how it is.
Okay. So you explode. You explode, but do you care whether or not she's going to explode too?
No, I want her to, but you must understand.
I don't think so.
All right, so it's like this. If she's having such a good time and she's like, oh my God, right? This is where a man has to learn how to do her. If you feel yourself about to go, you need to learn how to pull it out.
Control yourself.
You got to learn how to use your mouth. You got to start learning how to use your other gifts that you were given to make her feel good before you reinsert it.
Okay.
All right?
Control it.
So yeah, you got to. Okay, I'm about to. I pull out. I do some other stuff. Kiss some titties. Mess with some nipples. Whatever you got to do, right? Do whatever you do. Don't put it back in. All right, you put it back in. You start feeling that way again. Take it on out. Do some other feeling in it. Do all your little things. Do all your little things. Touch them back. Kiss them back. Whatever. Whatever it is. You do all those different things to stop you from going, and then finally, when you be like, all right, I'm ready to go, then you finish doing what you're doing, and that's it. That's just.
Okay, Sabrina says just popped in mid last, so I'm gonna have to rewind. Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, like I just know for guys, right? I not just me. I can't speak for all guys, but one of the things that guys like, we like the sound. We like
I agree. You guys do, yes.
Yeah,
so would you say most men like talkers?
No, the sound.
Oh, the sound, the Harry Met Sally sound.
No. That's how we know. That's how we know if we're okay size. Know what I'm saying? Not the pain. Not the pain.
No. I understand what you're saying, but see, this is where I'm saying that. Would you be disappointed if a woman was faking it?
I'll be, yes, because I thought all this time, if I thought this whole time,
even if it was just one time, she was faking it. Y'all were together one time and she was faking it.
Let me tell you something. Men are crazy. If they've been married for a long time, there's been times where I've had to. No, honestly, I've never really. I don't think I've ever faked it in an orgasm, but I think there was time where I just know I didn't, and I started.
But women pretty much know when men don't.
I mean, I never faked it, so I don't know. I don't, because we can't fake it. You know I did because something came out of it.
This is what I'm saying.
Thank you. That's what I was saying.
Right. So,
but there's been times where it's been going on for a long time and nothing came out, and that doesn't mean that I wasn't happy with the action that we had.
okay.
Nah, Fuey.
If,
No, you can't say
if-
you weren't happy with it. I'm just saying.
all right.
I mean, but remember, I only speak for me. I can only indulge in what I can only tell what I can tell. I can't tell everything about my sexual relations and everything else. But I'm just saying, men do have a complex if a woman doesn't seem like they're enjoying it. It can give a man a bad complex. It could have negative repercussions on that man. Yes.
Okay.
That's true. I agree with that. That's true.
Well, y'all, like I said,
But I will say this.
Sex is a complicated thing.
But I think as a partner, if you connect outside of the bed and you want to have a long,
I agree.
I think if there's a problem in that area, the red flag needs to go up, and there has to be conversation about it. Because if the red flag don't go up and there's no conversations about it, then a long-term hurt can cause more damage than anything else.
For the man?
Yeah, because I'm saying right now, when I had this situation with that one person I was telling y'all about, I ain't gonna lie, I called about 4 or 5 people I was in relationships before that, just to ask.
I need a reference.
I called
references.
I want to make sure I was good, right? Yeah, I just want to make sure. I called everybody just to make sure that I'm like, hey, did you ever? I said, be honest with me. We ain't together no more. Was that a problem? It was never a problem. Good. And I was just like, okay, because this one incident, it ain't my fault.
oh Lord.
And like, I had to call backup references just to make sure. Hey, you sure, right? I told one, I said, hey, look, this ain't the time to lie to me. This is not time to stroke my ego. But let me know right now. And they was like very upfront. You never had a problem. You was good. I was like, it brought me. But hey, I was like, at that point, I was like, man, whatever. But I knew that was one mountain that I was not gonna climb ever again. I just whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we went from airplane seats
girth
to two-finger girth to using the CUM word to the TITTIE word to the fuck face word, whatever that, So
whatever that is, we all know what that is. Just like JBF, it's like hair, right? When they say, "Girl, your hair, you got the JBF hair." What's JBF? Just been fucked. I mean,
so yeah. So you have anything else? Because I don't have anything else. Josie,
no, I thought it was fun. A lot of fun.
I'm good. Like for me, when I was younger, I could take any size. It was fine. Now that I'm older, like I have birth control issues and stuff like that. It can't be too long or you're gonna hurt me. So that's my thing. And that's probably why I don't have a whole lot of sex. Which sucks. I have a question. I have a question for the ladies, okay? For the ladies. Now, I just turned 35, okay? I'm 5 years into my 30s, and my sexual peak has gone like through the roof. It's like really all I can think about. It's really all I want.
Stick around here.
Like, oh man, like this is bad. Like sometimes I wake up with like little puddles in my underwear. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. Wait a minute.
Josie,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Josie,
Wait a
we
freaking minute.
cannot
I
get-
thought we were being real.
We cannot get a strike on YouTube.
I thought we were being real. What happened to
cannot
being
get a
real?
strike.
I'm not here.
So when does that stop? When does that stop?
Look, don't you have a woman chat where you can talk to people about that later?
Yeah, but sometimes it's good to get a man in there, you know?
We cannot get a strike on YouTube.
All right. So when does that? So does that stop? Does that stop? Does that stop?
I personally think that it depends upon the person. That's
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I can't.
Women. Any women? Does that stop? Like, I feel like I'm having male wet dreams.
Okay, Josie, we cannot get a strike on YouTube. So with that, everyone, we will be back.
Oh, I thought that was better.
We will be back on May 20th. We will be back on May 20th with our guests, Dred and Thomas the Villain. And we will be talking about why Black content creators are important on social media. So that's what we will be doing on May 20th.
I told you not to bring Josie up. I told you she was not.
Oh, really? I told you. Okay, I am going to show. I'm going to share that one. So,
hey, Andrew said it's okay to get. It's okay.
Well,
okay, this is a little graphic for me.
Okay.
So we are going to hopefully we don't get banned from YouTube. So,
but wait, I thought YouTube. I thought YouTube was the place you could talk freely like this. I thought TikTok was the place you have to worry about.
TikTok you have to worry.
Now
you can get worried about where you can talk freely is on Podbean. Podbean, you can say whatever you want. This is honestly a dumb conversation, but I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get a strike.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm too real for all of this then, I guess. All right.
I will say though, you were a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
And you brought the humor.
Right, Angel. Right. I thought it was. Right. Honest adult conversations. What are we, 10 years old that we
where platforms will give you strikes and ban. Believe me, I got kicked off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And I got a ban on YouTube for saying something less than this. So
all this podcast stuff is new to me, so I'm not
all right, y'all. So we are going to wrap it up.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Josie, thank you for popping on, sister. So, DA, Professor Baba Lloyd, do you have any last words?
No, I think Josie just got everything sent. But no, it was good conversation. Thank you. But I would say this about my last words about size. The size of a person, like I said, I just remember going through those phases. I can honestly remember, and like I said, and I was real genuine when I said that. When I was with, I know when I was, no matter what relationship I've ever been in life, when the person gained weight, it's never affected our sex life. So when people are saying that it's affecting their sex life, it's because they themselves have started to buy into what the world is saying should be good and everything else. So I've never, I don't know, I just never experienced it. I've always known that if I love somebody, I love them, at the weight I met them at, and whether their weight fluctuated, went up or down, I love them throughout that too. So that's my last words. That's why I don't think size matters. I think the only time size matters when there's health concerns that comes with that size, that someone should get in shape so they can be around longer. So that's my final take. And thank you for having this wonderful conversation.
Okay. And I when you talk about the bedroom, you do have to talk to your partner, and it's an ongoing thing. You do. Um, when traveling, I have made my own adjustments in terms of how I travel and what I have to encounter, and that was just a personal thing for me. But I do believe that you do need to take people's feelings into account. I think we all need to take each other's feelings into account. And is this person going to be uncomfortable? Whatever. I think everybody just needs to kind of look at everybody. But anyway, this was a fun show. I said, we should have a fun show because we talk serious all the time. We did. Josie, thank you very much. And again, on May 20th, which is a Saturday, we're going back to our Saturdays. We're going to have Dreads, who is outspoken, and she's on TikTok, and Thomas the villain from TikTok. Why Black content creators are important on social media. So that's going to be our topic for May 20th. So until then, everyone, peace. Bye.